In today's video, we will be hiking Joshua Tree National Park's Split Rock Loop Trail. This is a fairly easy trail with an overall distance of 2¼ miles and an elevation gain of 275 feet. One great thing about Split Rock is that if you do not want to do the hike and you just want to see the rock, it is located right outside the parking lot. But as you'll see over the course of this video, this trail is really pretty and totally worth doing. You'll be starting off the trail by going directly around the massive cracked boulder. There's actually a cave on the back side of it too. We were getting a really late start on this hike because we had done several other trails in the park earlier in the day. Because of this, you'll notice that we're moving uncharacteristically fast compared to our usual speed. They say that this trail takes an average of 58 minutes to complete. And we ended up doing it in, get ready for it, 54 minutes. I think that this could be one of the first times that we've ever beat the standard completion time on all trails. However, the next time that we do this trail, and there will definitely be a next time, I would like to leave some more time to explore the area. Especially when we get to the second half, there are a ton of fun rock scrambling opportunities out here. This is also a great spot to visit if you enjoy geology because there are some pretty interesting rock formations in this part of the park. I'm not exactly sure what causes these veins in the rocks. If you know, be sure to let us know in the comments. If you're new to the hiking game, this is a great starter trail. It's just rugged enough, but there are plenty of trail markers so you won't get lost. And even though this trail does have 275 feet of elevation gain, most of the climbs come in short bursts and they are using stairs. If you enjoy hiking with your four-legged friend, they are unfortunately not allowed on this trail. This is a bighorn sheep zone and dogs will scare them away. We didn't end up seeing any on this trip, but we had a really cool encounter with some on a trail called Many Pools in Zion. Click in the upper corner if you want to check that one out. We've now passed the northernmost point of the hike and made a left. We are quickly closing in on the half-mile mark of the hike and things are about to get even prettier. As you climb up and over some small hills, you'll be dropped into different canyons, which will give you some new and unique views. Just a small heads up, at this point in the hike, the terrain is going to get a whole lot rockier, so you're definitely going to need to watch your step. And as always, shoes with good traction will make navigating the rocky areas a whole lot easier. While doing some research on this trail, we found out that this hike is a pretty much must-see if you're visiting the park during a super bloom. If you're lucky enough to visit it during those conditions, there is a good chance this area will be covered in flowers. You can see everything from the desert paintbrush, the false woolly daisy, the California indigo brush, the desert mistletoe, and more. I'm sure that the trail's going to be a whole lot more crowded if you visit during the super bloom, but it would be incredible to see. If you're going to be doing this hike in the warmer months, don't let its short distance fool you. You are going to need to bring a lot of water with you. Even though there are a ton of large boulders out here, shade is always at a premium. We are now approaching the 1 mile mark, and this is probably one of the most strenuous portions of the trail. It's nothing too technical, it's just a bunch of stairs and a pretty long climb. If you need some additional motivation while making your way up this hill, just know that after you're done with this climb, you're done with elevation gain for pretty much the rest of the hike. There is one more tiny hill in a little bit, but it is nothing compared to this. As you reach the top, you're going to have yet another beautiful view open up to you, and it will all be worth it. We did take a small break here to soak in the scenery, but then we once again noticed how low the sun was in the sky, and if we wanted to get back to the car in the daylight, we needed to get going again. The good thing is that we are going to be moving quite a bit faster now that the majority of the trail is either downhill or flat. One of the things that we really loved about this trail is that even though you are never further than about 0.8 of a mile from the main road, this trail does a really great job of making you feel like you're out in the wilderness and out in the middle of nowhere. It is really peaceful out here, and it's our job to keep it that way. If you're going to be doing this trail and you like to listen to music while you hike, be sure to bring headphones. I'm sure that you have fantastic taste in music, but not everyone wants to listen to it while they're hiking. And the other thing is to always make sure to clean up after yourself. One of the things that always amazes us about Joshua Tree is just how clean it is. You hardly ever see trash out here. And on the rare occasions that we do our part and pick it up. We are nearing the 1.4 mile mark of the hike, and this is where you will end up finding a junction. Unfortunately, we didn't have time for any bonus trails. Heck, we didn't even know if we were going to make it back to the car in the sunlight. But if you make a right here, you will be heading towards the Discovery Trail, Skull Rock, and Face Rock. Fun fact about Joshua Tree National Park, did you know that it is the second largest national park in California, second only to Death Valley? The park covers an area of 1,235 square miles. And as large as the park seems to you and me, we only get to see about 15% of it because the other 85% is managed as wilderness. There are backcountry trails for hardcore adventurers, but the landscape and climate are pretty forbidding, so the land back there goes pretty much untouched. And another interesting fact about the park is that it exists in 3 different ecosystems. If you've ever driven through the park and noticed that you only see certain plants in specific areas of the park, this is part of the reason why. The southeastern part of the park is part of the Colorado Desert ecosystem, which is kind of funny because even though it's called the Colorado Desert ecosystem, it's primarily found in southeastern California and southern Arizona. This area is characterized by ocotillo plants and cholla cactus. The northern part of the park includes the southern boundary of the Mojave Desert, which also encompasses Death Valley National Park and Las Vegas. This is where you'll find the namesake Joshua trees. And last but not least, we have the western part of the park that touches the San Bernardino Mountains. Here the elevation can rise all the way up to 4,000 feet, and you'll find California junipers and pinyon pine trees. Hopefully you enjoyed those facts as we make our way down the final leg of the trail. We were definitely starting to feel a small sense of relief since it seemed like we were going to make our way back to the car in daylight. We did have headlights on us just in case, which we always recommend having, but why use them if we didn't have to? We were definitely happy when we rounded one more corner and saw the parking lot. Not only was it starting to get dark, but it was starting to get cold as well. Overall, this is a fantastic little hike that definitely deserves a spot on your itinerary next time you're visiting the park. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because that really helps out the channel. And for all the information about Split Rock and other amazing Joshua Tree adventures, head on over to thatadventurelife.com.